and today we're going to do another episode of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee. So the recipe that we are going to be doing today is going to be andouille and cabbage crock. Remember that little gift that I got from my husband that had all those recipes? Well, this is what we are going to attempt to make today. So I'm going to show you all the ingredients that you're going to be needing. They're calling for 1 can, about 14 ounces of chicken broth. Then you're going to need some cooking spray to spray the crock pot. You're going to need a ½ cup of orange juice. You're going to need 8 potatoes, new potatoes. These are the potatoes that I had, so I just decided to use what I had. And you're going to need some andouille sausage right here, and that's what it looks like. And then you're going to need a small cabbage, but I love cabbage, so I got a medium-sized cabbage. And you're going to need about 3 medium carrots, but I like carrots, so I cut up a lot of carrots. And you're going to need 1 medium onion. So I went out in my garden and I picked some of these new white baby onions out of my garden. So I'm so happy to incorporate that into this recipe. And let me see, and you're also going to need a crock pot, because this is what this recipe is all about. My little Gibbs was making all kind of dishes in a crock pot, making your spring, summer, winter, fall cooking a little bit easier. So I'm so thankful for my husband for giving me this gift. So I'm so excited to bring this recipe to you. So the first thing they told us to do is that we had to coat our crock pot with some cooking spray. I've already done that. And we are supposed to be cooking our sausage, our andouille sausage, in a skillet. Your girl got that already taken care of. So let me go get the sausage and let you see exactly how that's looking. Ain't tough. This is going to be a fantastic recipe. This is what our andouille sausage is looking like. It is now nice and brown, and this house smells amazing. There's nothing like cooking in the kitchen and smelling all the aromas, and that fills your house. It just makes you thankful for the recipes that you are trying to make. So let's get back over to our recipe so we can start filling up our crock pot. I know I'm excited about getting this recipe because I love me some cabbage, and I also love me some andouille sausage. All right, let's continue on the road to making this andouille cabbage. Woohoo! Let's start adding our ingredients into our crock pot. As you can see, I've got it sprayed with the cooking oil. Now we have to add the cabbage into the crock pot. Look at that. That cabbage looks so good. And then we have to add the onions. So I'm going to rough cut real quick and stick them in there. So I love me some onions. To me, onions just brings everything together. It just seems like it brings the flavors of whatever you are cooking into your meal. So I'm going to cut these onions real quick. As you can see, let me move this out of the way so you can see me dicing these onions up quickly. And then we're just going to put those into a crock pot. And I like to have like chunks of onions in my dishes, because you want to be able to taste the ingredients. You don't want them so big that, be a lot of, chewing, but you want to at least get the flavor of the onion. So I'm just going to scoop these in there. And we're going to put those into our pot. And we're going to add our carrots. And then we're going to add our potatoes. And they said about 8 new potatoes, but I had these red potatoes that I had already in the house, so I just picked out a few of these and just cut them up. And I always love to keep the skin and stuff on my potatoes. Stick those in there. And then it says we gotta add the apple juice. Half a cup of apple juice. That looks so good. I guess that's gonna give it the sweetness that we need. And then we need to add the chicken broth. And they said 1 can, about 14 ounces. And this one is, it is 32 ounces. So we're only gonna put half of this in here. I guess it wants to give it that, give that cabbage something to cook in. All right. And then it says sugar, and we gotta top it with the sausage. All right, let's bring our sausage over. That, so we don't look at that. It says top it with our sausage. Here goes that sausage. Look at that. They say you don't have to drain it. Just put all that goodness on top. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Ooh, don't that look delicious, you guys? We don't want to lose any of that seasoning from that andouille sausage. All right. And then it says we're going to cover and cook on high for 4 hours. And then once the 4 hours are over, then I'll come back and I will give you guys a look of how this delicious andouille cabbage is going to look. Doesn't this look beautiful? Don't you just want to eat it? I know I do, child. I love anything with cabbage, potatoes, carrots, onions. Ha! This whole dish is singing my song of Flavor Town and goodness in one pot. And I love this series that I'm doing about the crock pot recipes, because this is something that you can throw everything in there. You can just plug it in, set it, leave it, and come back when it's ready to eat. All right, so let me get this covered and plugged in, and then I'll come back when it's ready to let you guys see the finished product. It smells so good in here, you guys. So good. You guys, the andouille crock pot dinner is done. This is what it looks like. And let me just tell you a few things. It called for a small cabbage. Remember I said I added more cabbage and more potatoes and more carrots? Well, if I would have followed the recipe to the letter, then this recipe would have been done on time. Since I added more ingredients and stuff to it, I had to take all the ingredients and stuff and put them in a pot, as you can see. Let me show you. See that pot over there? Right here. I had to put all the ingredients out of that crock pot into that pot because I needed to have it cook longer than the 4 hours it recommended. But that's one thing. The second thing I found out about this recipe is that they didn't have any kind of seasoning to it. They just had like the carrots, the potatoes, the onions, you know, that type of stuff. So you need to add seasoning to this recipe, because if you follow this recipe, it's going to be zero bland. No flavor, no nothing. So you got to kick your seasoning skills into high gear and put your little stamp on it. So I put pepper in mine. I put some dehydrated bell peppers. I put a little red pepper flakes to give it an extra little kick. Even though the andouille sausage has a little spicier taste to it, I added some of that in. I added more onions. I put in some garlic powder. Girl, your Miss Renee was throwing everything but the kitchen sink into this recipe. So let me show you how it came out, because it is the taste test time. So let me bring you down so you guys can see what actually it looks like. Bring it down low so you can see. Can you see how it is? Let me put it up close. Oh, and I even made some cornbread to go with it, because you need, this is a type of a stew type of situation, so you need some kind of bread or something. So the carrots were nice and tender. You can see the andouille sausage, you can see the potatoes, the cabbage was fantastic. So I am very, very pleased with this recipe. Like I said, you just need to follow it to the letter, and you need to add a whole bag of your seasonings. You have to season it to your taste. Like I said before, if you don't put no seasoning in here, it's going to be bland, and I cannot stress enough, bland. All right, so let's do our taste test. Woohoo! It's a taste test time. It is something hot. Woo! So let me get me some carrots, some of this andouille sausage, and a potato. This is fantastic. And of course, we have to add some cornbread to the mix. Can't eat it without any cornbread. Look at that. So out of 1 to 10 on this recipe, without any seasoning, I give this bad boy a 4. With seasoning, because you're going to doctor it up to your taste, it'll be a 10 plus. Because once you get your taste buds engaged in this, you're not going to be able to stop eating this food, this andouille and cabbage crock pot meal. So I just wanted to bring it to you so you guys can see exactly how the meal turned out. It is a 2 thumbs up for Miss Renee. Love. And plus, I'm a cabbage lover anyway. So as soon as I saw cabbage, it was a hit it, swing it. It was a home run for me, baby. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee. And the next series, I think we need to do a dessert. Don't you think? We've been having all these meals. Now we need a dessert. So don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because then you'll know exactly when Miss Renee has a new video coming your way. Check out the dinner. Scrumptious. Alright guys, have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And Miss Renee will see you in the next video. Alright guys, take care.